Hi guys, I'm What Beck Sews. Welcome back to my channel if you're a subscriber, and welcome if you're new. Today is Friday Sews and it's the first one that I'm doing of the new year. So if you want to see what I've been up to and what I'm planning to do, please stick along for the ride. How has Friday come around already so quickly? I feel like all I've done this week is vlog. So my last video that I put out, which was my 1 year anniversary, I've had a lot of great feedback, so thank you very much for that. And I popped in conversation if you guys wanted to see my stash, then I'd be happy to show you. And I got a resounding yes from that. Everybody seemed keen to see my stash. So advanced warning, I have filmed the vlog with my stash. It is an hour and a half and it comes out on Sunday morning. I've dropped it for Sunday morning thinking that it's probably one of those vlogs that you'll have in the background whilst you're sewing along, etc. Bit of company for you essentially. I go through everything with you, how I store them, all the fabrics that I've got, and I did think about breaking it up for you guys, but my kitchen's being redone at the moment. My house is a nightmare, it's a mess, and I had to bring it all into the house because normally it's stored outside. So it is in fact in my in one go, all filmed in one go for you. So long vlog, pre-warning, letting you know. So what have I been up to? So I've had some time off work, which is quite nice because it gives me a bit of time to sew. With that being said, like I said, kitchen's being done, so lots of cleaning, lots of mess. My sewing table is currently in the middle of my living room, so I've been sewing when nobody else has been about. But I have been productive and I have got a few things done. Now, I finished this piece just before Christmas, but I haven't had a chance to show you guys. This is the Brit top with the trim on the sleeves that I had discussed with you in my Friday sews before Christmas. It's supposed to be a dress, not gonna lie, but it was just too tight around the tummy area and the hips, so I chopped it off and hemmed it up and turned it into a top. But it has got these beautiful sleeves. This trim was so easy to put on, I was quite surprised about it. Hopefully I'll be popping in some footage so you can see me mooching about in it, or some pictures at least. But it is very tight around the tum area. Now, this is a seam work pattern, the Brit dress, and normally with seam work patterns I have to size down. So my measurements always put me in a size 14, and every time I've made a size 14, it's not fit. It's been far too big, so I size down. I size down with this one, and it's too small around the hip area. So I think what I needed to do was probably size down on the top, because the top still has a bit of a bag on it, and then grade out at the hips to get it to have that skimmed effect like it's supposed to have. But I did add this trim, like I said, and this trim was from my stash, and it's just beautiful, and it just gives a bit of extra va-va-voom to an outfit. And I've used ribbing for the cuffs, and I've used ribbon for the neckband. Now, I had a white overlock fabric in my machine at the time, so it stayed with white, but unless it's actually inside out, you can't see when it's on, so it's not too much of a problem. That is made in a Ponte that I got from So Affordable Fabrics, and I absolutely love this top. I'm really pleased with it. I've just got to find different ways of wearing it. High-waisted trousers I think will be my main angle. So the next thing I got made up, which I'm quite excited about this make, but when you see the video footage it will make you chuckle. So I made the Zadie jumpsuit. Now I'm going to cover that because that's quite vile. So I have popped black contrasting bias binding around this linen fabric. I have then done the same with the arms, and I've also done the same with the legs. Now I extended the legs on this to make them come to the bottom of my foot, so it was a proper long jumpsuit. Now, a lot of people size down in the Zadie, but I actually prefer the fit of a size up. So I am a 16 in the measurements and I size up to an 18, and it just gives a looser fit on it. Now, this has obviously got a bit more structure in this fabric. It's beautiful linen with this gorgeous embroidery. It's got all of these roses on it. Now, it's the same as I do with any pattern matching. I was so careful in my placement across the front. And where this actually sits, it's not on my crotch, which is okay. But when I was videoing for you guys, look at the placement on the back. I mean, how did I miss that? So whether I can actually wear it out in public, I don't know. But it's something I could wear at home for work, and it will be nice and comfortable, and it looks lovely. It's very oriental, and hopefully as we're talking about it, I've popped some pictures in. I do love the Zadie. It comes together so easily. It's just one of those that I can make again and again and again, and I do want to make another one, but I want to make another one out of some viscose again. So as much as I love the structured look, I'd really like to see a viscose version. I then decided I wanted a quick woven project, and the project I have gone for is the Sagebrush blouse. Now, we know that this is on my Make 9 list, and I made it out of this gorgeous fabric that I had in my stash that was a sort of sateen type viscosey drapey fabric that I got from my local fabric shop. Should I say the viscose linen that I got there is also from my local fabric shop, Pattern Emporia in Northampton. So this is gorgeous. I have done instead of carrying the binding around and doing a tie-up because I knew it'd drive me around the bend, I've done an elasticated hook on it, and I didn't have any black elastic, but I prefer this one. And I've got a nice clear antique button there, which is just stunning. I got that in a box for Christmas of some vintage buttons that I got, there was just some beautiful pieces. And you'll notice on here I've not put the ruffle in. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about the big puffy sleeves and then to have a ruffle on it. And when I was actually playing with the styling on this, I did lengthen this because I didn't want it to sit too short on me. And then when I played with the styling, I actually thought, well, it makes me look short and dumpy if I don't have it tucked in. So you'll see from the video footage that I'm putting in that I've put it on with a pair of blue high-waisted trousers, and actually I think it looks stunning. And obviously I've lengthened the sleeve to allow me for winter, although I do push it up like I push all of my tops up. And the other thing I'll say with this, so I am normally in Friday Pattern Company sizes a size XL. I found recently that I have dropped into the size L range with my weight loss, and I'm still getting used to that. Because of how oversized this piece is, I decided to drop down to a size medium, but then grade out to an L at the from the waist area down to the hip, because that's my largest part of my area. And what I've actually found with this blouse, because I am slightly larger around the hips, I used to have an hourglass shape. I've now got what you'd say is probably a slight pear shape, not masses, but a slight pear shape. So this seems to balance my body out lovely, and I just think this looks stunning on. I couldn't actually be happier with the way this looks, and I love the fact that I've chosen this navy blue fabric. This is something I'm definitely going to wear to work next week. I just think it's beautiful. So that was the Sagebrush blouse, and I can now tick that off of my Make 9 as something I have made. And my final make has been what I am actually wearing. So as I was talking you guys through my stash in my vlog, I rediscovered this fabric, as you do when you're looking through your stash. I'd left it outside. I haven't brought it in for my winter fabric. And it's just a unusual patterned sort of knit fabric that I got, again, guys, from my local local fabric shop. And I knew that I had the Southbank sweater on my Make 9 from last year that I hadn't got made up. And the only reason was because it was one of those that the Billy jumper pattern was already cut out, the Freya pattern was already cut out. Why did I need to cut out another jumper dress pattern? Well, I'm really annoyed with myself because I am completely and utterly in love with this make. Now, I will pop some video footage in of me wearing this so you can see it on me. So in Nina Lee patterns, I range between a 14 and 16, depending on the garment and their measurement type, the measurements on how much ease is in the garment. I knew with this dress it was quite fitted, so I decided to go for the 16 around here, because I knew it was fitted and I wanted a little bit of give, which I think has worked really well. But then I graded out to the hips at an 18, just so it skimmed across my body, which I think has worked well. I definitely think I probably could size down if I wanted to. This isn't a particularly stretchy fabric, but yeah, I think I could have probably sized down or kept it as a 16 all over. But actually, I really love the way this fits. I love the way it looks. And because of this, the pattern itself and the way it's shaped, I think it gives me a lovely curvaceous looking figure that skims across all of my bad parts, i.e. my stomach. So that is my final make. Really, really pleased with all of my makes this week. I think I've done really, really well, considering how much I've been getting up to in my kitchen. I've mentioned this a few times. I asked for my kitchen to be done for Christmas. My partner has retiled it for me. Oh, sorry. Moment on my camera. My partner has retiled it for me, and because we can't really afford to replace it, my partner is a chippy, so he built all this wardrobe and stuff that you see behind me. But he does kitchens, he does bathrooms. He's a bit of a jack of all trades, really. I said, oh, can we paint the kitchen cupboards instead? We've had a bit of a nightmare with that, so we've changed the colour, because the colour I originally wanted, my other half didn't, because it was too dark. I compromised and agreed on a different colour, and he painted it all and then didn't like any of it. So we're so far behind, everything is everywhere. So it just makes it really difficult to sew in this environment. He is back at work tomorrow, finally, and my girls are in school tomorrow, because I filmed this on a Thursday, ready for a Friday, and tomorrow is my last day off of work, guys, which I'm partly excited to go back to work, but I just wish I had more time to sew and to enjoy. Obviously with Christmas festivities and children and family, you never get the time that you want, do you? So yeah, and then sorting out the house a couple of times over just hasn't helped that fact. But it will be nice to go back. I start my new qualification in the new year. So I intend on sewing on Saturday. I've got some plans to sew on Sunday as well. I would like to make up the patina blouse, and I would like to make up another Southbank sweater in a not in a jersey, in a sweatshirting fabric that I got from Beyond the Pink Door. And I would also like to make up, I had another pattern out, what was it? The bob pants, but I probably won't share those ones with you, because they will be part of my upcycling series that I am doing once a month for the next 12 months. But you will see them at some point. So yeah, I'd really like to start getting on top of that vlog, because I've got a couple of pieces I want to do this month. So yeah, they're my plans for this next week. So that's it. That's all I've got to share with you. Nice quick one, because I've got such a long one coming on Sunday. So if you've liked today's vlog, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and notifications bell. It will tell you when I next release content, and I try to do that once, twice a week. I think you're going to get it hit at you for a couple of times a week over the next month, at least for some of the content I've got scheduled. Thank you very much for taking the time to sit and watch me today, and I will catch you all next week. Bye.